this whole program will be for pre-primary teachers till class 5 teachers. So that will be our target group. So I'm just, this is all certain points which NEP has recommended, and we are all aware that FLN has become a main emphasis as part of NEP's recommendation. And also if we wanted to implement FLN and all the initiatives related to FLN, the one person who has to be motivated is the teacher as well as the school heads. That is why this complete program is going to be initiated. And there are few points which are already mentioned in our NEP, that 50 hours of CPD programs are something which has to be done in every year. And we know very well there are several programs being conducted by the state. States are conducting continuous professional development courses. So there are many courses which is happening. But this NISHTHA FLN is a holistic program which has covered all aspects of a teacher training, that which you can take it for the pre-primary to class 5. So if a state is already having continuous professional development courses, it will be continuing with the state, but still this NISHTHA FLN will be implemented along with that. So that's how it is proposed. The states may implement both along. You can also give others, but it's up to the state to decide to engage teachers on a proper manner so that they don't get confused with two different programs. So please make a understanding that this CPD course itself will contribute to your 550 hours. So it's as per the state's wish. Along with this NISHTHA FLN, you can have multiple courses or you can reschedule the courses accordingly. And this CPD courses, as per the NEP, we have to have school leaders also taking up this course. So those school leaders, it's not just school leadership module alone, but it is for all school leaders and teachers to take the whole course, all the courses which is being offered in this particular program. So school leaders as well as the teachers will be expected to take up this NISHTHA FLN, those who are teaching at pre-primary to class 5. So I don't need to explain what is NISHTHA because most of you have been part of it, but we also see few of you have come newly to this whole project as a new coordinators who have never been part of NISHTHA. So just to re-insist the points, just 2-3 things about NISHTHA. We have initiated it as a holistic program under Samagra Shiksha, and this initially was thought for elementary, but we have extended further. And this program was with the objective that we have to create training program and courses which are centered around learning outcomes and learner-centered pedagogy. And in this last 2 years, we have taken a lot of efforts to bring all the recommendations of NEP 2020, aiming at the holistic development of teachers while developing this course content. And I'm not going to read out this particular thing as list of objectives. Anyway, we will be sharing with you so you can follow it up. But the most important point, what we are thinking about is, it's not just a pedagogy training, because we have been doing a lot of training, not only NCRT, SCRTs, all the agencies have been doing a lot of trainings for a state, but we were doing in a piecemeal approach. Like one day we will be giving pedagogical training, one day suddenly some concern will come. If this year there is a question on gender, then immediately we will run one gender training. And if there is some days digital education becomes very important, then suddenly we will do digital education training. So we were trying to do a lot of trainings in a piecemeal throughout our last few years. So it was conceptualized that we should not do training in independently or in piecemeal kind of thing. We should rather put together and work towards a holistic development of teacher and school heads. That is why this program has been designed in an integrated manner of having all the concerns into this. There are certain general concerns, there are certain pedagogical concerns, there are some cross-cutting concerns. So all these has been integrated into this course to bring in a holistic change in a teacher and also to bring a holistic improvement in the school system. So that's a major objective. And to reach this, we have now done at 3 levels. NISHTHA 1.0, initially which was started as a face-to-face mode and then moved to online, was for elementary level, which covered class 1 to 8. And NISHTHA 2.0 has been launched by Honorable Prime Minister on 29th August for class 10 to 12 teachers and school heads. And NISHTHA 2.0 has already got initiated in 20 states and around multiple central organizations. And almost we are expecting by today, many more states will join hands in starting this course. So NISHTHA 2.0 will be starting, already it has started from August 1st and the courses are running. Now we are working towards NISHTHA 3.0, which is for towards working on foundation literacy and numeracy. And our target will be pre-primary to class 5. And as we have started in 2019, a face-to-face training from 1920, and we have covered around 17 lakh teachers and school heads. In 2021, we have done online training and 30 states have participated and 8 or central organizations have participated and we have covered 24 lakhs. Now in 21-22, we are aiming at covering all the levels of teachers and around 56 lakh of teachers to be covered. This 56 lakh number is only our government school teachers, but we aim at covering all the uncounted number of teachers who are in management school, aided school and private schools as well. So coming to the very specific to NISHTHA FLN, how many courses the FLN will have? There will be 12 courses for NISHTHA FLN. So this is the list of courses which is shown on the screen. There will be a course on introduction to FLN mission. Like you are all aware, like what is the NISHTHA FLN mission will be explained. I'm not going to explain conceptually what these modules are. We will be sharing the morning sessions video as well. There is a conceptual explanation. Since this session is more focused on technical training, I'm not going to explain every course what it is. But there will be 12 courses, all are generic courses, and pedagogy courses, it is an integrated approach. There is no separate pedagogy called pedagogy course. This is all contain common courses, which is all an integrated approach is followed. And this 12 courses, each course will be for 3 to 4 hours. And each month, there will be 2 courses which will be implemented. So 12 courses are to be taken by every head teacher and also every teacher in the state and UT. So what will be the features of this course? There will be reading materials which will be in PDF form in Diksha platform. The course will be offered through Diksha platform, and there will be reading materials which a teacher has to read and understand. And then there will be videos which will be explaining various concepts and also demonstrating certain activities, how a teacher can really do this, how to implement in that class. There are some demonstration also for each course. So they have to watch these videos to understand the concept as well as to understand the implementation part. And there will be certain activities for the teachers in the form of interactive activities, which they will be digitally participating. They will be attempting online and all. They will be playing online. There will be some reflection questions. There will be 2 questions per every course where they are supposed to give their response in the platform which we are going to give them. It will be a blog activity. Each state will have and each organization will have your own separate blogs created. And those blogs teachers will be responding. And this is a real rich resource for us. So if you see last year, there was one blog activity where they were asking, how did you connect with students during this COVID time? If you read the responses, you would have got a kind of variety of ways teachers have really experimented to connect with teachers. Students during this COVID time, that is a real rich input for the state, how the states can further plan ahead. So that kind of questions have been designed to give certain inputs which will come back to us. and so that it can be utilized by at the national level and state level. So we would really appreciate even the coordinators and the academic team in the state level to keep looking at the reflections which is coming from teachers, to take it and use it as a resource at the state level. And there will be certain offline activities as well, which they have to do, like they have to do some experiment by themselves, they have to do some scripting, they have to do some drawing. So kind of activity will be there for them to do it offline. So there will be some activities to be done by them during this course. And there will be additional resources also there in the form of web links and reading material. We are already hearing from teachers. Some of them are really very active in learning. They keep all these web links and reading materials with them, and then they keep learning further. So this is very important that if you see the time allocation, we have worked out such that there will be around 3,000 to 4,000 words, which can on an average speed can be read out in half an hour. And there are videos which are given for 30 minutes, and also activities are planned for 30 minutes. And this will be requiring 1.5 hours. And in every course, we have given a portfolio activity which has to become a part of the portfolio of a teacher, which there will be like how after reading and doing this course, what will you plan further to go to the classroom? So the portfolio activity is also a feature which can take around 30 to 45 minutes to do it. And at the end of every course, there will be a quiz for assessment. And once every teacher go through all these materials and then take up the assessment and score 70% in the assessment, then only they will get a digital certificate. If they don't go through any of this module content, then even if they get 70%, they won't get the certificate. So there are two conditions for digital certification. One is 100% of going through the content. Second is 70% in the assessment. On only completing these two, they will be getting a digital certificate. So as I said, it will be offered through Diksha portal and Diksha mobile app. And all the states will be running your courses in your own tenant. All the CBSE affiliated schools will be doing their course under CBSE tenant. And all the schools affiliated to CISE will be doing under the CISE tenant. So we have several tenants, and all of them will be doing in the respective tenant. The courses will be offered through the respective tenant. And how a teacher will be doing the course? The teacher is expected to install the Diksha app or access Diksha portal. This is very important point when a teacher is installing Diksha app. We all are aware that our teachers, most of them are not very technically having a competency to keep pace of their works, but it is a reminder of ours which will make a lot of difference in our teachers. So we need to keep encouraging our teachers to update the app when and where there is an update available. Because always when there is an update, they will get a notification, but many teachers do not update. So that may not really have impact of whatever corrections or updations we have got it done in the app. So we request all of you to have in all your posters and all your advocacy, all your circulars, always have a particular point to say that keep your Diksha app updated on the current version. So this is one thing which all of us have to really emphasize. And Diksha portal can also be used by the teacher depending on what device they have. And we have to strictly mention that in mobile, they should not use desktop version. If they are using in mobile or in tab, please advise them and insist that they should use only Diksha app. If they are using in the desktop or in laptop, they can use Diksha portal. Because kindly let them not use Diksha the desktop version in their mobiles. because there are certain technical challenges which will come. So we request these 2 points to be taken care when the team is working towards orienting teachers and also orienting your district admins and everyone. So this is a very important point. If you can do this, you can avoid most of the problems which is getting reported to you. The second thing is the teachers has to register themselves. There are multiple ways of registering themselves in the portal. We will be discussing about that. But they have to use their mail ID or mobile number. They can register. Though they are using any one of this data, kindly inform everyone that in the Diksha portal, until and otherwise the teacher or the school head declares that their details can be shared with others, we will not be able to, as coordinators, you will not be able to access of any of their privacy material, any personal data. So it is very important to orient all your teachers, stating that they, even though they use any one for registration, let them fill their complete profile, fill all the details which is given in the profile as soon as they join the Diksha platform. And when they fill it, let them also declare that the code, their personal details may be shared with the coordinator. This is a feature in the Diksha platform. Until and otherwise the teacher put a tick mark on that declaration, any admin cannot get any of this data. So we request the course coordinator, when you are finding out the data or you wanted to check anything, you wanted to follow it up, you cannot get their data. So there are 2 points here. One is to tell them fill complete profile. The second point is to tell them to declare to share the data with the coordinators. Kindly ensure that your data is safe. Data is only mail ID and mobile number and their name. So that is very safe with you. Kindly give that confidence to the people so that people will be able to see, and also insist that everyone cannot see the data, only the state admins can see the data, so that they are very comfortable in sharing that declaration. When the teacher has registered, they will use your course link and QR code which you will share to access the course, and then do the complete course by watching videos or all the resources which is given. Then they will be attempting the final assessment quiz. Here, a very important point to be noted is there is only 3 attempts given for each teacher. This is to have control over the quality, and only if they score 70%, they will get certificate. This is very important. One point which you need to orient, all of us to orient the teachers and school heads is, during the course, they will not get more than 3 attempts. If they have exhausted all the 3 attempts, they will not be certified within this 1 year. You have to rerun the course next year, because these 3 attempts, once exhausted, cannot be extended. So we want all, this is like a kind of put it as a mandatory banner for everyone to orient the teachers that this attempts, 3 attempts more than that, they'll not get an additional opportunity. If they have lost, it is lost. So we have to orient teachers not to just be in a hurry to finish the attempts. If they have not been able to complete in first attempt, then they have to go through the content properly. The questions are not seriously tough. It's all very average and simple questions. But if they have gone through the material, they can easily get 90%. But our teachers are just skipping the materials, not reading. That is why many of them are struggling, and they don't read, just attempt for 3 questions fast. We are also analyzing certain data. We see people like us just from enrollment, within 30 minutes, they finish all the 3 attempts and then they message us that 3 attempts is over, what can we do? So this is something during your orientation, you have to motivate teachers that this is not just for certification, this is for more learning and implementation. We all know that even though we orient, people will not take it so seriously. But we could see that there are many teachers who have become serious in this 2 years doing online courses. We can still motivate so that 100% of the teachers are motivated. So ultimately, just doing a manual orientation or manually taking a lot of effort to do advocacy alone doesn't work. All your advocacy has to happen to motivate the teachers to learn. Then only this Diksha NISHTHA program will be a success. So each teacher's internal and external motivation plays a very important role. So we would request the coordinators to take care of that. So this is our timeline for implementation. Tentatively, it has been told to us that 15th will be a launch or 13th will be a launch. But however it is, whenever it is going to be a launch, in the month of September, we will be starting the course. However, whenever they are launching, we are not going to bother about that because it's a decision of a ministry when they wanted to launch. But the courses will start from September. So though we have written here as September 1st, there is a suggestion that since September 5th, this Teachers' Day, we will start on September 5th onwards. But that will be communicated to you shortly as and when we receive a final intimation on that. But otherwise, let us all be prepared to start the courses from September 1st. So you can see here, each phase is for a month. And in each month, there will be 2 courses which is offered. So in NISHTHA 3.0, for each month, there will be only 2 courses. Why only 2 courses we are giving is they are teachers at the primary level. And we are also including pre-primary teachers. And FLN is completely, and the course content which is written is also a completely, maybe a new content for the teachers at this stage. So it will be taking some time for teachers to understand, conceptualize, imbibe all the content, and then try understanding how to really implement this. So that is why we have given sufficient time for the teachers to have more learning time, and then the states also can have multiple levels of intervention to make it as a successful thing, because you all are aware that this is a foundation stone for implementing FLN for next coming up years. And all the courses are designed not just as courses, but the courses which are designed for FLN are completely based on the guideline of implementing Nippon Bharat, like based on the guideline which have been given to the states to implement FLN. So how to really bring in action Nippon Bharat is the goal of these courses. And also there are several guidelines which are given related to FLN. So this course will orient and make every teacher understand all these guidelines and make them into practice. So that is the aim of these courses, and the content is developed in that manner. So it needs really time. So we request states not to hurriedly run multiple courses in a month, and do kindly please follow this schedule only. So that the aim, there is a purpose of putting 2 courses per month, which will really reach to them, which can really help them out. Because we have seen in the past some states like put multiple courses in month, like every 5 days 1 new course and run, which is not our purpose. There is a purpose in preparing a schedule. We request all the states to be together so that we are able to proceed in that manner, right? So as per the schedule, we will be starting the first 2 courses in the month of September, and then it will be continuing till February. We will be finishing all the 12 courses. In the March month, we will be, in the month of March, we will open all the 12 courses. A very common question which we get is, if somebody has started the course in the month, like first 2 courses in the September, they have exhausted all the 3 attempts of their quiz, whether they will get more attempts in the reopening. The answer is no. They will, once they exhaust the 3 attempts, there is no again attempt during this time. Only if they have any attempts left out here, it will be still available for them when it is reopened. So kindly ensure that this is a wrong assumption many people are getting by themselves, but make some effort to tell that once you have exhausted 3, it is closed for this year. If a teacher doesn't pass, scoring like 70, I should not use the word pass. If the teacher is not getting 70% and getting an eligibility to get a certificate within this phase of time, within that 3 attempts, then again the state has to rerun all these courses by creating a new batch and then running it as a course. In that case, the teacher will be expected to start the whole course from the scratch. So kindly make a note of this particular point. So we need to insist this to all the teachers that this will be the trend. Many of our coordinators are also not clear. Maybe we haven't communicated. I'm just re-insisting once again so that we are clear with this. Once 3 attempts are exhausted, it will not be again extended in the reopening process. Reopening is only to enable them to complete what is pending, not to add any new thing for them. So this is the way we will be implementing. And in the month of April, we have every state will be expected to completely submit the data analysis and report. Maybe for NISHTHA elementary, very simple reports were submitted. But this time there will be a lot of report work, like reporting things, because we also should know what is the impact of so much effort going in doing this course. So we would like to have a lot of data analysis from the state level also. We will be having some of the discussions with the people, like what kind of data analysis can be done. We will be having a separate orientation for that as well, so that you are able to do that and submit as a report further. So this will be our timeline for implementing NISHTHA. Before I go here, let me stop. Any questions till now? Any questions from anyone till now? So I'm just seeing some questions in the chat box. Anyone has question, if you can just raise your virtual hand so that it will help us to call. I'm so sorry, we have our Professor Bairaji along with us. So I just shared the screen so I couldn't see sir has joined. Sir, before we take up the question, I request Bairaji to give his opening remarks so that we can continue further. Or I could say like just a guidance for us to take it further. Yeah, we will reach. So by the time sir is ready, like to start, like we can take up few questions. Sir, I could request not to share your screen. My mistake, I guess. Anyone have any questions? I don't see any hand raised. If there is anyone having a question, kindly raise your hand. There is a question in the chat box whether these courses will be applicable to class 6 to 12. This is not for class 6 to 12. For class 9 to 12 already NISHTHA secondary is applicable. They will be doing those courses. For class 6, there is an elementary course, class 6 to 8. So since the courses are properly defined for a particular level, we request all the states to follow that so that. But if a teacher of class 6 to 12 is personally interested to learn, understand what is FLN, it is no harm in allowing them to do it. But that could be like if you are going to count, it will be misleading your target count when you are running these courses. So that kindly do not have both of them in the same group. You can have a parallelly an additional course created for those who are interested. You can do one thing is if anybody is interested to know what this course is all about, who is not the target group, NCERT will be having some open courses. All these courses will be kept open in the NCERT tenant. You can guide teachers who are not the target group who wanted to just come to NCERT tenant and do the course, because it is for BEd students, MEd students, teacher educators, because everyone should know about what is happening. So NCERT tenant, the same time when the state is launching, we will be having a set of course in NCERT tenant open for the whole year. So you can guide anybody who's other than the target group interested to come and do the course in NCERT tenant. Currently, so just give me a minute. I'm just taking 2 questions. There are some hand raised. We will just come to you, sir. There are teachers who also teach class 1 to 5 and currently doing NISHTHA secondary training. Currently, NISHTHA secondary training is only for teachers of class 9 to 12. I don't think teachers will be teaching 1 to 5 and 9 to 10. Nagaland team, if any one of you can clarify, because the question is from Nagaland team. Are there teachers who are teaching class 1 to 5 as well as class 9 to 10? Samagraka Nagaland.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, there are a few teachers who are currently doing the NISHTHA secondary and also teaching class 1 to 5. So,
ma'am, but are they teaching class 9 to 12 also?
Yes, in some schools which have higher secondary as well as lower classes also.
No, but whether the teacher is teaching higher secondary and primary?
There are just a few cases, not many.
Ma'am, and in that case, you need to prioritize because they can do both, but the thing is, in a month, they have to complete 5 courses. It will be little taxing on them. So you can decide upon which one they are prioritized, which category you want them to prioritize. But in other case, like when the next year it comes, they can also take up the next year. So it's they can prioritize on that.
Okay, thank you.
AP Diksha Ismail, sir, can you?
Good afternoon, madam. 2 things.
Yes,
one is we are facing some troubles with the data management because
sir,
you
can
are
we take up? Sorry, sir. Sir, if your question is pertaining to till what we have discussed, if we can discuss technical part, we will have the next session. Sir. We'll take up all your technical questions on that.
Second point is related to this session.
Yes, sir.
Already teachers, NISHTHA 1, they were done from class 1 to 5.
Okay.
So this time also they need to do again NISHTHA 3.
Sir, all teachers who are teaching from 1 to 5, even though they have done elementary, they are all supposed to do this course of right? And this will include teachers from government school, aided school, management school, private school, whoever is under the state, all of them have to join for this course. Is that okay, Ismail, sir?
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Bashir, sir?
Yes, ma'am. We have 2 in J&K composite schools. We have some schools where we teach only primary classes. We have elementary schools where we teach from 1 to 8. And we have secondary schools where we have classes from 1 to 10. And some higher secondary schools, we have classes from 1st to 12th. It becomes confusing for us. How we will categorize teachers?
Sir, don't categorize the teachers as per the school. Just to categorize the teacher which class they are teaching.
Yeah, ma'am. Some teach in 9th, 10th and 6, 7, 8. Some teach both 9th, 10th and 6, 7, 8. Some teach both primary and elementary classes.
So if a teacher is teaching class 6 to 10, 6, 7, 8 as well as 9 and 10, they are expected to do NISHTHA elementary as well as NISHTHA secondary. So right now, both are not running together. Now only secondary is running.
Madam, my question is, देखिए मैडम, मेरा सवाल अलग है. हमारे उस्ताद यही जो 5वें क्लास तक पढ़ाता है, ये 6th 7th में भी पढ़ाता है.
हाँ सर.
ये हाँ, क्योंकि हमारे पास कंपोजिट स्कूल है, हमारे पास जो सेकेंडरी स्कूल है उसमें 1st से लेकर 10th तक क्लासेस हैं, ठीक है. यही टीचर 9th 10th में पढ़ाता है, यही टीचर 7 8 में भी पढ़ाता है, यही टीचर उसको कोई क्लास होता है प्राइमरी में भी. तो अगर
सर आपका माइक म्यूट हो गया. बशीर सर, आपका माइक म्यूट है.
हेलो मैडम.
हाँ सर, जस्ट अ मिनट सर.
ओके.
Bashir sir, can you unmute yourself? This is for everyone. You need not get confused at all. You may have class 1 to 12 and there are a lot of composite schools with you. But the only thing is, right now this year we have started FLN and secondary parallelly. There will be a very rare case who is teaching class 1 to 5 and they are the same teachers who are teaching class 9 to 12. There may be a teacher who may teach 1 to 5 and 6 to 8, but there are very rare cases who is teaching in class 1 to 5 and the same teacher is teaching class 9 to 12. So
Madam, my spouse is teaching in primary as well as in middle. It is my own example.
So right now we are not having a course for elementary, sir.
Yeah.
We are not starting. So
Not
there is
elementary,
no,
but my question is that she is teaching in primary classes as well as in middle class.
sir, when a person is teaching primary as well as a middle class, they have to take course which is given for primary and middle class. So they have already finished elementary. 1 to 5 teachers already have taken elementary. They will now take FLN also. But right now we are having 2 parallel courses. One is secondary and one is FLN. There are very rare cases that teachers fall under these 2 categories. If any teacher falls, sir, 1 minute, sir. If any teacher falls in both the categories, the state should decide which category is priority for that teacher. Whether you are considering them in this category or that category, so please decide upon yourself. But with elementary and FLN, surely there is a overlapping because teachers of 1 to 5 is expected to do elementary also. The teachers are expected to do FLN also. Now there may be teachers who are from class 6 to 8, those who are teaching 6 to 8 also, but they are teaching class 9 and 10 as well. So 6 to 8, since they were teaching, they would have taken NISHTHA elementary. Now, since they are teaching 9th and 10th, they should take NISHTHA secondary.
Thank you, ma'am.
Clear, sir? Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Got it.
Dolma, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am, am I audible? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, I'm audible, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay, my query is that, ma'am, you said that there is some offline activity in this course. So my question is, do they need to submit those offline activities also?
Madam, that's not for submission. Offline activities is for them to practice. So many teachers may not even do that because it is for all these activities which we are giving is for teachers to practice and learn. But there are many teachers who are seriously doing that as well. We have given an option, but there is a portfolio activity, one activity at the end of every course. That is also not, there is no possibility of submission in the portal, but states can plan to collect all those activities and then work upon it, because there are many states who have tried doing that last year. They have made smaller groups. It need not be like every time you connect a state. You can also make group of teachers, like 10 teachers together, or the teachers in one school together to just exchange the portfolio activity, just give feedback, have one discussion in month. So any of that kind can be designed as an approach by state, whatever is possible. In the last year also, some of the states have collected all the assignments through Google Forms or some Slate platform. They've collected the assignments and then they have given feedback, they have corrected. It is up to the state to decide whether you want to collect portfolio activity or not. But for the offline practice activities, no need for collection. Is that clear, ma'am? Okay. Diksha Singh, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
I'm from Sainik School.
Yes, sir.
One question is from my side. As per the CBSE guidelines, a teacher is supposed to do 24 hours teacher's training in one academic year.
Sorry, sir. So there is a little bit voice breaking.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible, but inside some kind of. Please go ahead, sir.
Suppose a teacher is supposed to do a training of 25 hours in a year. If we are doing this training on NISHTHA, then I think this is sufficient, because 12 courses mean 36 hours would be their minimum.
Very true, sir.
So no need of extra courses if we are doing this NISHTHA one.
Sir, NISHTHA, actually, that is why we have prepared this, so that the teachers will, this is a capacity building program that can be counted for your number of courses. That is something which is already explained, sir. So this can be counted for your 25 hours of your training.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am, for this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Suman sir from Andaman.
यस मैडम, एक छोटा सा डाउट था मैडम. अगर सपोज टीचर ने 3 चांस ले लिया मैडम असाइनमेंट करने में, वो तीनों चांस पे फेल हो गए, बिलो 70% आ गया उनका, तो वो आगे क्या करेंगे मैडम? उनको कोर्स करने का और मौका नहीं मिलेगा?
सर, उनका कोर्स का मौका नहीं मिलेगा आज ईयर के लिए, बिकॉज otherwise the state has to create again a new course. As you are aware, when one batch is running, you cannot really have another batch in one single course. So only within one batch they can get 3 attempts. So it is not possible till you close the course. So you will be closing the course only in March. So till March tak they'll not get another they will not get another option to do a course. The only possibility will be again in the month of April, because till March your course is going to rerun, and sorry, till month of March your reopening will get closed. In the month of April, the states can create a new batch in the same courses and then give an option for those who have not finished. But again, a teacher will be expected to do from the scratch, from the starting point.
स्टार्टिंग से उसको मतलब स्टार्टिंग से फिर से उनको करना है मैडम. स्टार्ट मतलब जो कोर्स उन्होंने किया था वो तो खत्म हो गया, तो नया से उनको फिर से शुरू से करना पड़ेगा.
शुरू करना पड़ेगा फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट मटेरियल, वो कंप्लीट कर कंटेंट गो थ्रू करना पड़ेगा, वापस असेसमेंट करना पड़ेगा.
तो ये बैचेस सब खत्म होने के बाद मैडम हम लोग नया से जब बैच शुरू करेंगे तब उनको मौका दे सकते हैं ना मैडम, जो 1 मंथ के लिए जो चलाएंगे.
वही मैं बोले ना सर, अप्रैल से आप दे सकते हैं सर.
ओके मैडम, थैंक यू.
द मंथ ऑफ अप्रैल a state can take a call if you have more teachers who have not completed. आप 1 मंथ के लिए सभी 1 more नया बैच बना दो, नया लिंक नया बैच बना दो, नया बैच ओपन कर दो. They can attempt like all 18 or 30, 12 courses you can open at a time with new batches. Then the teachers can take 1 more chance.
Thank you.
Bahabat Prasad Nayak ji.
Yes, madam. Good afternoon to you and all participants.
Good afternoon, sir.
Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. So you are audible.
Okay,
please
madam,
go ahead.
I have one question. Yes, madam. I have one question, that is whether only senior secondary, those PGT who are teaching 11 and 12 only, whether this NISHTHA secondary course is applicable for them?
Sir, if we can avoid having question of secondary FLN together, people will also get confused. But still, like for going forward, secondary 11 and 12 teachers also should join secondaries. Classes teaching 11 and 12 should join the secondary course. Prasad sir, is it okay?
Only 11 and 12, those are teaching.
Teachers who are teaching from class 9 to 12 will join secondary. Class 9 to 12, sir. In the sense, a teacher is teaching only class 11 and 12, not 9th and 10. They also have to join. A teacher who is teaching 9 and 10 alone can also should join. A teacher teaching 9th and 11th also should join. Anybody teaching in any of these classes have to join. Okay. We'll just go ahead with a few questions, and I don't think anybody's hand is raised. So I'm just checking out with the team, like with the chat box, if there is any other question. I think most of the questions are answered. Any other queries? Can we move ahead? So if you have still queries, keep putting, because we will have again a question answer session after the second part of the training.
Yes, madam, there is some network issue. I am unable to hear your voice.
Okay, sir.
Madam, those who are teaching only 11 and 12, whether they are eligible for the secondary NISHTHA course?
So class 11 and 12, only 11 and 12 have to join secondary course.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Madam,
So, yes, sir.
one more
Samuel,
question. See, like for example, for the teachers who have completed the elementary NISHTHA training. So what about those teachers? I mean, are they supposed to do the FLN course again?
Sir, this is something we all have to understand. NISHTHA elementary is something a different course. They have completed already a set of courses. Now NISHTHA FLN, again, they have to do because they are working with class 1 to 5. If a teacher, not all, in elementary class 1 to 8 teachers have done the course, sir. So only class 1 to 5, whoever has teaching now will do FLN course. Not all the teachers, 6 to 8 are not expected to do FLN course. Only teachers who are teaching at pre-primary level and 1 to 5. There is no connection between elementary and FLN. It's two different set of courses.
Right. All right.
Okay, sir. So all the teachers who completed elementary, don't connect elementary with FLN at all. That are two different programs. So elementary 1 to 8 is over. Now the teachers who are in class 1 to 5, who are teaching one, they may be teacher of class 6, but they are also teaching class 1 to 5, then they have to take up FLN course. Right? And there are schools which Sainik School or NVS who do not have till class 5, they will not implement this program. They may not implement, but if the schools are interested, like just to create awareness among themselves to know what is happening, you are free to join our course. But it's not a mandatory for the schools where they don't have the system because they start from class 6 onwards, and so they need not have their, they need not implement. It's not a force on them to implement. I request all of you to restrict one thing. This orientation is very specific to implementation of FLN. If you have any queries with secondary or F1.0, let us kindly take it outside this meeting. You are always welcome. Every Friday, we are keeping a meeting for secondary. You are free to come and ask all your queries, because asking all this 1, 2, 3 together, many people who are new may also get confused. So we request everyone to restrict yourself towards NISHTHA 3.0 implementation of only for FLN. So if any questions is there regarding secondary, let us have a separate discussion. There is a time and we are there in your group for a separate group, so it will help each other. So I request everyone to restrict your questions towards this. Okay. So let us start. There are some more questions. We will be answering those questions simultaneously when we go forward. So let us start the questions. Let us start the training of technical understanding of what all is expected from a particular technical person. There is only one more hand raised. Dhyaneshwari, madam. Ma'am, your mic is on mute. I think you are not connected with the mic at all. Dhyaneshwari, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, your Dhyaneshwari, ma'am, your mic is still connecting. Kindly wait. Ma'am, we are not able to hear you. It's not yet connected.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Is the course same for teachers who are from pre-primary to class 5?
The course is, ma'am, I'm able to hear you. The course is same for pre-primary to class 5 teachers.
Okay, ma'am. So if from pre-primary to class 5 teachers, all the teachers are to go this training course at the same time, or it will be in the phase manner, or it depends on the state?
It is the same time. You are keeping the course open for 1 month. The teacher can do it at their own pace, because only 2 courses are given 1 month. Each course only requires 3 to 4 hours. So it is, you are not mandating them from 9 to 10 you have to do. You are giving them the free space. Across 1 month, they can do at any time and complete the course. Your mic is muted again. Your mic is, yeah. Okay. So we will proceed further. to understand what will be our various roles and responsibilities of all these coordinators in this complete process. So I'm just sharing my presentation once again. All these presentations and guideline documents will be shared for your further use. By today evening, the presentation will be shared, but shortly you will get a guideline and also a standard operating procedure for you to understand. So as we said, like, how are we going to implement this course? NCERT will be developing all the courses in English, Hindi, as well as Urdu. So in these three languages, NCERT will completely create the course. And this course, if the state wants to, state is free to decide the language in which you wanted to run the course. Since it is in the level of pre-primary to class 5 teachers, many states tell that the teachers may not be comfortable with English or Hindi, they may be comfortable only with your regional language. In that case, the states will be expected to translate. So if the state decides to run, the state can also run more than one language in the state. They may go for English, Hindi, as well as Malayalam, or like the language of your any regional language which you wanted to run. You may run more than 5 core languages. According to your requirement, you will run. But NCERT will give only course in English, Hindi, and Urdu. If a state decides to run the courses in any of these languages, you have to copy the course, customize the course, and run in your tenant. The other way is if the state wants to run in their state or local regional languages, then NCERT will share all the content with the state and UT, where the state and UT team will take care of the content and then translate the course content, develop all your digital resources, and create the new courses in your tenant. So this is the 2 ways in which we can go depending on the language you choose. The states are free to decide which language you would wanted to run, but you need to take a decision so that if you wanted to do it in the regional language, you can start. So now the 2 courses which are planned from September will be shared by end of the day with all the states and UTs. If you're planning to go English, Hindi, Urdu, you need not do anything. You can just wait for us to send the course links. But if you're planning to go for translation, if you wanted to run the course in any of the regional languages, then you have to start the translation work. So these are the 2 options available to choose with the state. And when you are going to translate the content, what are we expected to do? Once the content is translated, the content has to be shared with the NCERT team so that it can be shared with other states. This is one thing we request to all the states kindly to do, because, for example, if Maharashtra is translating into content into Marathi, mostly Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, they also request for the content. There are teachers who are teaching in Marathi medium schools. They wanted the content in Marathi, and they many times they ask content in Tamil, but we are not able to share the content. Similarly, if West Bengal is translating content in Bengali, that can be shared with Tripura and Assam, who also have Bengali teachers, Bengali speaking teachers. So Bengali medium schools who prefer to study the course in Bengali. So for this purpose, we request all of you to share. If you translate the content, kindly share the content to this particular mail ID so that we can also upload in the NISHTHA platform for everyone to refer. And basically, the CBSE, ICSE and states will then create their own courses in the tenant. They're deciding upon any one of this. You have to decide any one of this and then you create your course. And all the technical coordinators will report data every Monday in a prescribed format. We will be sharing a format with you in which you need to share data with us. Because every Tuesday, we are supposed to report from NCERT all the state's data to ministry. So we request everyone to give your data every Monday. So that will be a very important work of the technical administrator. And the academic coordinators are expected to submit the complete report every fortnightly, and also a final fortnightly report will be to take a concern how it's moving, and there will be a final report which you will submit after the course completion within next 15 days of course completion. So there will be 2 reports to be submitted by the academic coordinator, and there will be every weekly report to be submitted by the technical coordinator. And there will be also, because we, as I said, we will be submitting the data, and there will be a monitoring system to be established by the states and boards to check whether the school, all the teachers are completing, and there should be levels of coordination team which has to be prepared, monitored, like you have to create in the state. Like at the national, at your state level, there is now coordinator team. This is you're at the top level group. You have one group of people, and below yours, like there will be multiple districts. So district wise, kindly have a coordination team, and next to block wise, then school wise, kindly have such coordination team so that you will be able to monitor the complete implementation further. Very specific to copying the course. If you are going to, these are some of the important points every technical coordinator have to note down and you have to do when you are doing it. And all the academic coordinator who will review the course has to cross-check whether this is done, right? So this is one thing we request you to kindly make a note of it very clearly before you publish any of your courses. In all the courses, there will be one sheet which is added as instruction to the learners. We have given a instruction to the learners. This document has to be replaced by the state. Because in this instruction to the learners, we would have given NCERT details of the number where who can be contacted, or who can be, what is the mail ID to which they have to share their request and all that. So this instruction sheet has to be written as per your state and the organizational details. In the instructional sheet, it is just a document converted to a PDF which is uploaded. So kindly include all this content. We have given two main content, how the certification procedure will be there and how they will have to download the certificate. Those screenshots we have given, you can make use of that content, but kindly add the schedule, kindly add the contact details, kindly add the communication system which you are going to place in this year's in the state. Add like what is the support team mail ID or number, if you have a toll-free number, IVRS number, or some Telegram channel where they can get all the details. Kindly have all these teacher details with you so that it will help you. And the certification procedure we have already made, we have created in that. You can use the same content, and there will be some live sessions also. You can include the details of the live session. Anything very specific instruction the state wants to share with all the learners, kindly include in this instruction to the learners and then replace the content which is given. So you have to remove what we have given and add your own content in this document. When you are copying, the second thing which you have to do is, there are 2 blog activities in each course. So this blog links are what NCERT has created. States are not permitted to use these links. We have only kept the link to and shared with you because for your reference. We are strictly informing this again and again. Maybe I'm using a very strong word because this will not help in going forward. So we would request all the states, do not use NCERT's link. Kindly create your own link for your state or organization, so that the data will come to you and then you use it and then you can take it forward for your own purpose of research or for any other purpose. So kindly you need to create a blog and then replace the link. But for you to easily rework on the blog sheet, we will be giving the complete editable document to you so that you can try to correct all the content on that and then proceed forward. So the blog activity file has to be replaced in the course. And Keywords also has to be completely added. Very important point here is, for every level of a course, there is a keyword. Last year, when we implemented elementary, we had a keyword NISHTHA 2020. Now, when we are implementing NISHTHA secondary, the keyword is NISHTHA SEC, all in capital letters without any space. So similarly, the keyword for NISHTHA FLN is NISHTHA FLN, NISHTHA FLN, no space, all are capital letters, all are uppercase. Technical team, I want I request everyone to please underline this one thing until another, otherwise you add this keyword in that particular course. Your data will be not populated at the national level at all. So we request the technical team, when you are creating the course, when you are copying the course, you need to check whether you are adding this keyword in that. So already for every course, we have given a list of keywords. In that list, this is also added. We request you to copy and paste the keywords. You can add additional keywords. Maybe you wanted to add a keyword that this belongs to your state. So you want to add a state name or something as a keyword. You are free to do it. But you should compulsory add a keyword NISHTHA FLN without any space and all in uppercase. When we are getting inside again, we will re-insist on that. And when you are copying a course, NCERT's course, kindly check the assessment question once. Try to play yourself the assessment activity and check whether there are only 20 questions is coming, because assessment is created such that there will be 40 questions, but each learner will get only 20 questions. So you need to, once when you are doing, please check whether you are getting only 20 questions for each person. And the question should be randomized. In the sense, first time you do 20 questions and then you do with some other ID, the same question should not appear for same different teachers. So one or two people can just check whether everything is working. And options, options should be like, there will be there are 4 options, A, B, C, D. So always there will be, the options will be changing every time you work. So kindly check whether this is working and whether you are getting only exactly 3 attempts or you are getting more or less attempts. So every technical admin coordinator, when you are copying the course of English, Hindi and Urdu of NCERT, you have to check all this in your assessment to avoid any further complications. We are also trying to check that we don't make any mistakes, but to avoid any mistake further, we request this as a second level of checking before you publish your course. So these are some of the things the states who are going to go for English, Hindi, Urdu has to take care of, right? This is the steps to be followed. After replacing this, then you will republish the course. But if the state is going to translate and create new content, if your state is going for, it is not mandatory for any teacher, any states to do translation. Only if you need translation in regional languages, you can go for translation. It is a pure call of the state itself. So you can decide whether you wanted to go for translation or not. So that is one thing which you can please decide upon, because we will be requesting shortly, sending a mail to confirm from your side what languages you wanted to run. So make a decision accordingly, you can plan the work. In case if you are going for translation, what all you will be expected to do. So we have given the complete English content to you. You can word by word, you can translate as it is given in that. But when you are translating, these are some of the points which you have to keep it in mind when you are doing it. There will be a course document which we will share it with you, which you can use it. So when you are translating the title, you should ensure that it doesn't go beyond 50 characters, so that our course titles are within, say, 50. The other 10 characters is for every course of the state will have a course code at the, there will be some prefix to represent that this is a course of the particular state. So for that purpose, you keep some characters. So when you are translating, ensure that the course title is coming within the limit of the characters. And when you are writing, translating the description, ensure that you are having within 300 characters. And when you are going to write the description, kindly add your starting date, enrollment closing date, and course closing date inside the description. This is handy for teachers because in desktop, certain details are not visible. In mobile app, certain details are visible by itself. So we request you to add this detail in the descriptions for better clarity. As I informed in keywords, keywords should be separated by comma. Don't use any special characters, but it is a must and it is mandatory to add this as a keyword, NISHTHA FLN, without any space and all in uppercase. Even if you add a space, by mistake, your data will not be populated at the national level. If you make any small lowercase text also, it will not be populated. So we request you to be careful with adding this when you are adding. And the next is when you are writing the objectives, translating, please ensure that you are listing it with comma. Like, I'm sorry, this is a wrong, there is a mistake in this. Objective should be bulleted format, and content also should be given in the bulleted format. And all your transcript of the videos, the way we have placed the transcript of the videos, you have to add the transcript of the video also inside the course. And with respect to videos, it should be in MP4 format. So what you can do with the transcript, state can translate the transcript shared by NCERT, and then state can choose to do any one. The thing is, the states can just re-record the video with your own experts in regional language, or you can use our video and add subtitles in regional language. You are free to choose any one out of this. But when you are doing this in each course, the course video cannot exceed 30 minutes. So please ensure that you are making it within 30 minutes. With respect to certain activities when we share, we will also mark that this is a H5P or this is a Diksha or this is a blog activity. As I already said, blog activity you will recreate. H5P activity and Diksha activity also need to be recreated in your regional language and then included in the course. Technically, how to upload that, we will be telling you the complete demonstration, but this needs to be created by the state and then added into the course. With respect to reading material, we have given a complete list of content, which is around 3,400 words. So you can just translate all the reading materials and you can use it as we have given in English or Hindi, Urdu. And all the images given in NCERT can be as it is used. Since all the content is under CC by SA license, you can use content as it is. And there will be a summary graph. So this has to be created as a mind map after you translate by yourself, and then you can use. The designs can be used as it is so that you have uniformity. But if you have a different design, you can go for a different design. But the mind map should have the content which is given in the English version of it. Portfolio is a textual material you can translate. With respect to additional resources, the name of the books or the links which are given, name of the book should not be translated because it's a reference as a book by book. So kindly do not translate the name of the books so that the teacher should not get confused searching in the book in the regional language. The book's name will be that so that name they can search in the internet. And when you are writing the title in the resource link, there will be title of the video and then the web link. So the title can be translated, but the web link will be as it is given. So this is very important point to be noted when you are doing this. And quiz, all the course content can be translated. And when you are creating the new assessment, the points which I told here has to be taken care when you are creating an assessment. So this is what is the steps which will be followed by the team if they are translating the content. So let me stop here for a minute, and if there is any questions by anyone till now, can you kindly raise your hand so that we can, yeah. Can we have your hands raised if there is any particular question?
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir.
One question I have.
Has, sir.
In the process of this NISHTHA course,
Yes, sir.
if any employee transferred from one school to another school or from one organization to another organization, at that time, which academic coordinator and technical coordinator will report?
Sir, surely they will not state as transfer between state, na, sir. They will be within your state only.
It may be, madam, outside the state also.
Sir, when they are shifting, they will automatically go and do the course, sir. It's a very rare cases, somebody shifting from one state to another. So somebody getting transferred from one state to some other state, or they are leaving your job and going and joining. In that time, they can do the course. They can continue still with your course, or if they are going to the other state, they can continue with their states. It's only a reporting part, like when automatically we see now also, sir, somebody declares today as Andhra Pradesh, tomorrow as Gujarat. Teachers keep changing, declaring the state. So one-to-one, anyway, they are not reporting. Somebody is getting transferred, let them do the courses of the other organization.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? Diksha Singh? Yes, ma'am. Diksha Singh ji? Your mic is muted. Can you unmute? You have raised your hand.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Madam, we have to fill up one performer regarding this coordinator. Now, I am from Sainik school, then NISHTHA secondary coordinator will be there for us.
Sir, we have asked the Sainik school to send us separate coordinators for secondary and separate coordinators for FLN. If your organization decides to have same coordinator for secondary and FLN, then they have to take care of both.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
It is, we have already given this decision to the organization and state. We have requested they can give us separate coordinators. This is same for all the states also. If they can give same people or they can have different people.
Okay,
sir.
Thank you.
But Dr. Angel, Sainik school and Navodaya Vidyalaya, even I don't know, Eklavya Model Residential School, so they have students from class 6.
Yes, sir.
So in that case, they need not to run Diksha FNL.
Sir, we informed them there was this question earlier. So and we have again told in the technical team also that they may not require. So thank you so much of bringing in. So we were waiting for you to just give your guidance before we proceed. In between, we couldn't get your mic switched on. There was some technical issue to get you on this. Sir, because we have just finished the first part, if you can guide us little on why this FLN and just insist on that, then we will continue with the technical part.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much, first of all, to all the states and autonomous bodies for joining us for this orientation program. And as far as the technical part is concerned, all of you will be oriented. But my main concern is that all the pre-primary school teachers and the heads of these schools and the primary schools should be covered under this particular training. So even if they had taken already NISHTHA elementary, particularly class 1 to 5th teachers, but they again to take NISHTHA foundational as well, because the approach and the developmental task and the child psychology part, particularly the pedagogy part, has been dealt keeping in view the age which we are dealing. So particularly at pre-primary level, so what kind of characteristics those young children they have, and that is why what kind of pedagogy we should adopt so that they will be benefited. So that is why please keep in mind that all pre-primary teachers and all primary class 1 to 5 teachers should be covered under this, whether they are in government setup, private setup, or aided schools. So all needs to be, even across the boards also. So either Madrasa board, Sanskrit board, or CBSE, CISE, or nearly 60 school boards are there across the country or more than that. So all needs to be covered under that. And there are certain challenges also that many teachers, they just scroll the materials and they go straight away go to the quiz and don't get 70% mark. So initially when orientation of different stakeholders and interaction are happening, so please mention that. So if they are not seriously reading through the material and watching the video, it will not be possible for them to pass. They will fail because below 70% mark will be coming, and maximum 3 chances are there. And after all the 12 courses are rolled out, so we'll give them one month bonus period, a grace period, to complete all the pending courses which they are having. So kindly keep that in mind. And for translation, transcription, and subtitling, even the local language video recording, will be starting sending the modules from today. That is why well in advance this time we have the orientation. Almost 20 days we have to roll out the course, but we are having the orientation so that the translation will be ready before we roll out the course in our state tenant. And basically Hindi, English and Urdu course we are giving. So rest depending on the state need, you can translate and roll out the courses in different languages. So that is the state's choice, but it is a constitutional right of every stakeholder to get courses in their language also. So we have to be open for those kind of thinking, and also keep ready the original language version of these courses. I don't think I have much more to speak. You will be having a detailed orientation about the course creation, registration process, certification and all. So how to guide the teachers and all. So I thank once again to all of you and all your deputing authorities for deputing all of you for this orientation program. And I hope this training will equip all of us to roll out the course for FNL level. Thank you. So over to Dr. Angel.
So there is one question which we want you to address to the team about including Anganwadi teachers, because again the coordinators are asking about it. Morning you have very clearly clarified. If you can just add that also. So your mic is muted.
What exactly you want?
Sir, actually, again, the coordinators have the confusion of whether Anganwadi teachers has to be added. Morning with the directors, we have clarified. So if you can just give little info.
See, okay, there is no hard and fast rule, but our main concern is an Anganwadi worker is just 8th pass. But we are teaching these courses, those who are diplomas, those who are holding JVT degree, and entity diploma run by the institutes which are approved by MCT. So since Anganwadi full of Anganwadi workers, I don't think all. So those who are at least 8th pass, so they may not comprehend the content. If it is in English, Hindi and Urdu, even in regional language also, some of the words they may not understand. So it is a call the states can take. If you feel that Anganwadi, there are Anganwadi workers who are PhDs also, who are PG also, and those who are graduates also. But they are exceptional cases. They can take up this course, but it is not mandatory for them. So, but in NCERT we are having a discussion. So to plan for another customized tailor-made course, a separate capsule for Anganwadi workers and helpers. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. That was one query which is very much into the program part. Otherwise, it's more of a technical query. So we will take it up a little later. once in place. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks for your...
Thank you. Thanks to every one of you. Thanks, Dr.
Thank you,
Angela. Please go ahead.
Sir, if you're available, if you can join by 4:30, just for a round of 5 minutes.
Actually, I'll be in the lab live session today.
Okay, sorry.
Because Professor Jayashree Shinde ji will not be able to be present to he's in traffic.
Sure, sir.
So that is why there are some blockages in Mumbai. So she's stuck in the traffic. So
Okay,
we'll
sir.
see if she comes back. So I'll be there in the live session.
Sure, sir.
So
If you are
my
done, if you
apologies.
can join at
My
the end.
apologies. If I am free by that time, definitely I'll
Sure,
join.
sir.
After
Sure.
5, I'll be free.
Thank you, sir. The training is till 5, but if there is any extension, kindly requesting you to join.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
My
you, sir.
apologies.
No problem. Sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for this. So now let's continue with our technical part, like step by step to go ahead, like what all will be the roles and then what are we going to do. So we will first technically start, then at the end I will orient the team on what will be the various roles to be taken up by the by each of the coordinators, so that we will be able to go forward. Okay. So I'm just again sharing my screen. So this is there are state level academic coordinator and state level there are technical coordinators, and there may be district level technical coordinators to support the team. So what will be the role of the state level academic coordinator? These are some of the roles to be played up. State level academic coordinator will coordinate translation, customization, contextualization and review of all the content being developed in regional languages, and also creating with the digital resources. You have to plan everything, who is going to be the target of the program, what will be the communication system, what is going to be the program schedule, because course schedule we are going to give you. That same thing will be implemented. If there is something which is trying to deviate from the schedule, then that has to be discussed and then we will take a call on that. And who are the teachers who's going to do this? State should collect all the data of teachers and school heads who will be involved in this. We have already sent a format in which you have to collect the data. If you haven't received, we will resend it today, all the data, the template like we have given, what data should be collected from teachers and school heads. So we have already given the month of April to start collecting details, but we are not very sure how much of you have collected the data till now. But if you haven't collected, please start collecting in the format. And also the support system has to be decided and established by the state team. So that will be the work of the academic coordinator. And the next very important role of state academic coordinator is, once the courses are created, the links has to be shared with all the first of all, the course content has to be shared with the technical, but this part we are also sharing English, Hindi and Urdu. We will be sharing with all of you. But when the regional language materials are developed, the state coordinators has to share it with all the technical coordinators so that they can upload and create the courses in the same way. There is a folder format which we are following. We will be showing that, so kindly follow the same format so that it is easy for further using it. You can make good things. If we are not doing a good work, you can also tell us, suggest us, it would help us to improve our site also. So you can please share all the content newly created in regional language in the proper folder structure with the technical admins for them to start creating the courses. And also the very important, once the course is created by the technical team, the main role of state coordinator is to share all the course materials through official communication or in messenger or mail-based, whichever communication system you are deciding in the state. You have to take up the initiative to share all the course links with teachers so that it will reach the teachers, and ensure that all the 12 courses, there is a question in the box, which course has to be done by whom. FLN, all 12 courses will be done by all teachers and the school heads who are in the level of pre-primary to class 5. So there may be a school which has pre-primary to class 12. There may be only one school head. So that school head is expected to do all the courses. So parallelly both the courses are running. So they can decide about which one they will do first and which they will do next. So this year they can do one and next year they can do the other one. So that is how they can prioritize the courses. This will be this may be a case in many places, like where there is a school from pre-primary to or primary to class 12. There will be only one head teacher, so who will be there. So they will decide whether this year they should take FLN or secondary. So that is one choice you need to give to them. But all the people who are joining FLN will have to complete all the 12 courses. There is no distribution of content between the teachers and school heads. All of them will be expected to complete all the courses. So there is no change, there is no distribution of courses. The other one is like at the end of every month, as I said, like there will be 2 reports state coordinator will be sending to us. One is a fortnightly report and one is a course completion report. So this we will little bit modify and send it. I think there is 2 versions. 2 reports state coordinator has to send us. One is a fortnightly report and one after the whole course completion. After 15 days of course completion, within that day, you have to complete the state report. And if there is any issue you are facing, which is not solvable within at your level, and if it is not able to be resolved by yourself, first contact your Diksha point of contact of your state. There are one Diksha point of contact for each state is given. The list will also be given to you. You can contact your state POC for first level issues. If this team is not doing, then move to the core team. Like where any problem is there, then reach us to us. And then please, if there is a tech thing like that we cannot also resolve or our main team cannot resolve, then you should raise a ticket in the support desk. Many times, states immediately the moment you hear something from the teachers, you are raising a ticket without analyzing the problem, because that may be small issues that we can resolve at our stage itself. So we request the team to first look at the issue, analyze the issue, what is the problem. Sometimes the teachers unknowingly just keep reporting. They must have not done it properly, so that's why it's not coming. So we can check it and resolve at our level. If there is some common problem which is coming up across the state, everyone is not able to do it, then it's a real problem. Please bring it to the concerned person so that we can resolve. So we request the state team, before flagging an issue, kindly first check with yourself whether what is the problem, and when you are going to report to the support desk, there is a support mail ID to which you will report. But when you are going to write any mail to the support desk, you should provide every information. For example, if you are going to tell the progress is not getting synced, then at least 1 or 2 samples, like 2-3 people's UUID, that these 2-3 people are already completed, but still they are not able to sync. So have a screenshot of that. Then it will help people to analyze the problem without giving anything, without giving the detail of the problem. Just statements, if it is raised, it cannot be resolved. We are all working together to do good thing to our teachers. So when we are scaling, there are problems. We do agree with that and we do accept that. But we request, if there is any problem, we request you to bring to the notice with proper supporting material so that it helps us to investigate on the problem and resolve. So these are the core role of academic coordinator. What is the role of technical coordinator? Technical coordinator's main role is to create the courses and manage complete course and pull out data from them. So one by one, it's like first from starting, if we are going to create a course or a copy a course, all uploading and creating the course, submitting it for review. Academic team should review at least once before publishing the course. So please make a team separately. The people who are creating the course should be different from the team who is reviewing the course. If same person creates and reviews, they will not come to know what problem is there. They will simply oversee and review and do it. So kindly in the state make 2 teams so that they will be able to, some people will create and one person can review and approve the course. So the next one is like the technical team also should analyze the progress card every weekly and submit the report in the format which we are going to give you. So week-wise data analysis and reporting is also the work of NISHTHA technical coordinator. They can share the details with NISHTHA coordinators, state coordinators also, so that they will be, both of them will be in the same link. We kindly request, till we are seeing in some states, there are 2 technical coordinator, 2 academic coordinator who don't know each other. So at least after this, we request all the coordinators of technical and academic coordinator of a state, kindly have a meeting to know you itself. Because every day we get calls that we say, we tell something, one coordinator calls and the another coordinator calls for the same question in another half an hour. So it would be best if you have one group for yourself, only your state coordinator, so that you quickly talk with each other and take it forward. And the technical coordinators also should coordinate with the district and block level coordinators to send reminders and share posts frequently, reminding them about when is the course starting, when is the course completion and all this. This is something which is very much important to go forward. And the other thing is like the NISHTHA portal, this particular part, you need not do it. We will be doing, though it's written, we will take care of it. You may not require to do any upload in the NISHTHA portal from at your end. We will do this. I have by mistake not removed this point. Sorry for that. I'll remove it. But at the end of the course, when the state coordinator is preparing the final report, technical coordinator has to support the state coordinator with all the data for analysis and reporting. If there is any technical issue, the technical coordinator is someone who have to try to resolve at your level. If you are not able to resolve, then escalate to Diksha team. But when, as I said, when you are escalating the problem, kindly ensure that it is really a problem. And also when you are giving, please provide sufficient information. So this is the role of the state technical coordinators. All the other coordinators at state, district or block level, whoever it is, your very important work is ensuring that all the teachers are enrolled, all the teachers course links are reaching to
Madam, this is Rakesh.
Yeah, Rakesh.
Sorry, just one thing to come in here. If you can also highlight the need and importance and criticality of a state L1 team to be in place, because they are the ones who then will be able to help their district or block or cluster level layers, support layers, and they will also be able to qualify any internal escalation as a technical issue or not, or they can immediately give resolutions then and there, and they can only raise a ticket. Yeah.
Sure, sir. Sure, Rakesh. Just as Mr. Rakesh is mentioning, Mr. Rakesh is part of the Diksha program team, who's completely a support team. Sorry, I haven't introduced all of you, but we will just take your introduction also. So the team will be there. This is a very important point he has brought it. The technical coordinators should become experts to guide the team, because if we are very not patient and we are not really critical about it, it will all be a mess in the state level that everyone will start writing only complaints. It will not be resolved. We completely accept that there are problems. It's nothing like to escape from problem, but we want the team to also become, it is the same for CIT technical team also. We keep telling to our technical team also, we have to become experts. Only if our team become experts, we can guide the state team. So similarly, if the state technical coordinator team becomes the expertise, it gets expertise in the issues coming up, and you have to critically analyze the problem and decide whether it is really a technical problem or whether it is really a problem first of all. So that has to be really taken care. Last year we didn't have frequent meetings. Once in a while people will call us, but this year we have made it that every week 1 hour we will be available on in a Google Meet, so that anytime anybody has a question. So for secondary we are having it on Friday, but for FLN every Thursday we will be available from 2 to 3 p.m. in a Google Meet. So we will be sharing a link with all the coordinators. So every week you can keep writing like very simple question, silly question also could be there. That is to strengthen our own self. So if you have any questions with you, if this is coming, whether it is really a problem to improve our own thing, you can please, you are requested to come online, discuss with our team and with the Diksha team, so that we also get little like what we can say, we can build our own capacity to really guide the team. We are keeping that link open, but nobody comes for any question for sharing. It's not always a question, it could be even sharing. You must have found a new problem. How did you find a solution? How did you suggest to teachers how you could resolve a problem? That also will help one state activity to other. So we expect all of you to become expertise. Please underline that we are only leading the team, so that we have to enrich our knowledge on this particular technicality so that we can help others. And a very important point is there will be certain mail IDs of each state which will be whitelisted by the Diksha team. Only if the mail is escalated, the problem is sent through that mail ID, Diksha team will give preference to resolve. Because in a day they get a kind of thousands of mails. So in that we should not get lost. So every state we have requested to give a list of mail IDs, which will be utilized for doing. For this list, do not give anybody's personal mail ID, have some common mail ID, maybe nishtha.fln@gmail.com. Such mail ID you can create for your state team, from where you can raise the ticket, so that Diksha team also will give importance to you immediately to resolve your issue and attend to it. And then there will be a record of what you are raising, what is resolved also. Don't use any personal IDs, kindly have a separate common ID for giving it in the whitelisted. You will be getting tomorrow a mail will be sent to the states to give few information to us. In that, this is one of the point where you need to give us some mail IDs which has to be whitelisted. Okay. So these things which we have already discussed, which we are not going to discuss, we have given. Now let's.
Dr. Angel.
Any input, Mr. Rakesh, you would like to add till here?
Yeah, just a couple of things to add, because while the standard operating procedure document is completely in detail and has answers to almost every question, we also have two more supporting documents designed for state support teams. Can also be shared with end users, but fundamentally they have been designed to help the support layers, whether it is at cluster, block, district, or state level. So one is called a self-help manual, which is a PowerPoint presentation, which has answers to a lot of questions on how to find, how to access XYZ. And there is a FAQ sheet, which is an Excel Google sheet, which has 59 FAQs. So I think one of the things you all coordinators can do is your support team members are aware of these three documents. So that becomes their first point to get answers to their questions, so that they are able to also revert to their teachers or end users. So that was the point, Dr. Angel, I wanted to highlight.
Thank you, Mr. Rakesh. All these resources we are going to share it with all of you, but only request is everyone should read the document from top to bottom. Because elementary also we gave, now we are given secondary, now we are going to give you for FLN. But the very important thing is many of them are not reading. So we request all of you to go through word by word. There is a lot of content explained in detail with screenshots and everything, so that you can take it forward. So that will be very clear for you all. So now let's move on to the next part, like how there are two things now we are going to do is if you're going to run a course in English, Hindi or Urdu. I think before we start that, can we take a break of 10 minutes because it has been already continuous for 2 hours. So let's take a 10 minutes break, and then right now in my system it is 4:08, and we will exactly start at 4:18 as per my system. Okay, so 10 minutes quick break, and then we will start. Technically, we will explain you how you have to technically create a course, how you will be doing. Though all these things, tutorials are already created and given, but we would like to take a live demo so that it clarifies a little more of the aspects. So let's quickly break for a break, 10 minutes, and we'll join back at 4:18 as per my time. Thank you. No need to leave the meeting. You can just mute and then take your break and then come and join. Welcome back to everyone. Hope all are back. So let's just give 1 minute time. Let's give just 1 minute time. Let's give just 1 minute time so that all are back. Okay, let us start the next part of the next part we will start. So right now the technical team assume that we have sent the content of English, Hindi and Urdu. So what will be the steps you will take forward to go forward? So the thing is, you have to copy the course content which we are sharing with you in your tenant and do the customization work. So we will take you step by step what you are expected to do, and then how you will do it, and then publish the course. Then we will, the next step is if you are going to do a regional level content, then what will we do? So these are the two things we are going to demonstrate now. So just we will start with the process. So this is a complete process we will be doing for implementation. As we said, to start with, first of all, every state should have your tenant ready. So as for our knowledge, except West Bengal and Kerala, now all the states are having. Lakshadweep, today only your tenant is enabled. So now Lakshadweep team also has a tenant created in the Diksha portal. So all the states who are here are already having a tenant, and there is a need for certain users, content user ID has to be created. We understand that most of the team who is implementing FLN is same as the team who did elementary. So elementary implementation team, maybe the person has changed, but the department is mostly same. So there were already user IDs which was created for the department to do the work. So the same may be used for the FLN as well. If any department who's implementing do not have any user ID for Diksha portal, basically a creator and a reviewer ID, you are requested to immediately contact us so that we can guide you on. Okay. The course scheduling is already done. So, but still at the state level, you will prepare your own course schedule again, and then you will confirm the schedule with NCERT to start with. So there is a lot of outreach work and communication that has to start from starting. Basically, we should not only put here, we should put completely throughout. But the thing is, you can initiate the work from the starting itself, even before course launch. You can start creating communications, asking whether all the teachers have joined the portal or not. So you can simply say NISHTHA 3.0 is going to come soon. Kind of messages can be started even from tomorrow. Even before you start creating the course and everything, you can start certain communication which will bring the interested teachers to ask like, are you ready? Are you teachers of class pre-prep? Are you teaching in pre-primary to class 5? Would you like to improve your skills? Wait, the courses are coming up. Just like a kind of a jingle which you can do and circulate among people. So outreach work has to start from day one of our today onwards, so that we better reach to all the teachers. And also the support system has to be first created. Support system, we mean that there is a team at the state level, then district level, block level, school level, who is going to coordinate, who will support when technical issue is coming. All this system should be created as soon as we plan our activities to implement FLN. So then you will start creating your course, Creating course and registering teachers can start parallelly also. Even from tomorrow, you can start giving notice to teachers to start registering in the portal. There are two processes. A teacher is supposed to register in the portal and then join in the course. Those teachers who are in class 1 to 5, they would have registered themselves already for a elementary course. So they need not re-register because already they have registered. So they have to just continue with the same account. But they will be only joining the course. But the new teachers who have not done any course earlier, they have not registered it. They have to be asked to register there. So that's a process of teacher onboarding. And course creation also has to be done. Once your course creation is ready, you also have to parallelly, we are also starting this process parallelly for your certificate customization. All the states are aware that during implementation of elementary, you have designed a certificate. Now for secondary, they have designed it again a certificate. But for FLN, whether any authority is changing or a department is changing, or will you go with the same certificate? That is one information you need to give us immediately. And tomorrow you will be getting official communication. For that, you need to send us a reply back to NCRT. And if you need any customization in certificate, then your details should reach us before August 16th. So after August 16th, if you give, we cannot really support you on time to start your course. It will delay your course, which is not good. So we request all the state to decide who will be the signing authority in this certificate, whose logo will go and all that. And then you have to tell us those information. All these details will come in a mail. You have to respond to the mail before August 16th. It is please consider it as a strict timeline of August 16th so that we can help you to keep your schedule on time. And also we need to check ourselves whether we are ready to start the course. There are certain things to check for the readiness. We will be showing all that. Have a check on that. Then create a course, open a batch, create a batch, attach your certificate and launch the course. So these three are the things you have to do together. You cannot make any correction after you create the course. So this is very important point because some of you have done in the secondary and people have done that and that will disturb your course. Once you have created a batch, no customization, no correction in the course is encouraged. So please ensure that you once or twice you will check your course before you create the batch, so that this will not create any problem. Decide upon the proper date and create a batch. The moment you create a batch, attach a certificate, and you should never share the link with anyone without attaching the certificate. Because if you create the batch and not attach the certificate, teachers will not get certificate, but they'll complete the course. So never announce your link without attaching the certificate. So do this two together so that there won't be a gap between these two steps. Once you finish everything, launch your communication, start sharing the communication of the course links, and do sustainable, do a lot of outreach work for a sustained progress of the course. The moment you create a course also, you need to tell them this is the course, this is the link you have to join. But when they are doing also, please give a reminder that there are already 10 days, it's over. Please check whether you have completed. Only 5 days left out. Such kind of outreach has to be done from the starting till ending so that your program will be progressing smoothly. And also please keep an update of your data and keep checking your data continuously so that your process will be in a smooth mode. So now, how will you allow the teachers to register? Teachers can register in 3 ways. So one is self-registration. The second one is SSU, which is self-sign-up. And third is SSO, which is single sign-on. So if we see the self-registration process, when you go to Diksha portal, a teacher can actually sign in with their Google account with their Gmail ID. They can click on this and use a login through that. And they can also register here by using their mobile number or mobile number or their mail ID, they can register themselves, and then they will do this as a self-registration process. The second one is like when they have done a self-registration, they have to update their profile. This many teachers do not do. We request all of you to insist that the very first banner you are giving or first communication you are giving, please include instruction for this, that how they should update the profile. Don't say only update. Please give the steps with screenshots so that they'll be able to follow and do it. Many of our teachers are not technically sound to do all the things on their own. We need to handhold them. So kindly ensure that you are giving all this guidance, that you are where to click, where to type everything, so that they'll be able to do it. And when they are entering, also ensure that you will give a proper guidance that where what has to be filled. So this is the process of updating the profile. The second way in which teachers can register themselves is by self-registration plus self-declaration. This is very, very important point, as I was telling in the first part itself. A teacher has already self-registered now, but they need to also do a self-declaration. When they fill the profile, they have certain, when they fill the profile, there is a point where they will be asked, I wish to share my data with the coordinator. So they have to mark that they wanted to share as yes. And all the data, they have to clearly fill it here. And then they have to click on here so that the data can be accessed by the state admin or the things. Right now, many teachers are not declaring this. So kindly ensure that the teachers will be declaring that the data will be shared with the admin. So these are the first two things is mostly used by the states. The last one is only for the states who have their state system. Right now, already there are few states who are using your state login through the Diksha. So the states who are already having your state system linked with Diksha alone will do this. Otherwise, they will not use single sign-on. So if a state wanted to get into integrate this, there is a separate process. So whoever is interested to link your state database to Diksha and then wanted to do it, you have to write a separate mail to NCRT, which the process we will state forward. But for NISHTHA FLN implementation, this cannot be done. So for NISHTHA FLN, only these two, first two can be followed. We request all of you to do the self-registration as well as the self-declaration so that we get sufficient data for progress. This is the process of registering a teacher. Mr. Rakesh, you have any point to add on this? Any Diksha team members?
Only thing I can add is for the users to understand the significance of filling the self-declaration form, that by virtue of filling the self-declaration form, state gets access to the personally identifiable information of users, which is their name, their mobile number, their email ID, so that then they are able to map. Because whenever a course progress report gets generated, it does not have the name of the user, because there is a UUID that is assigned to each user. So only UUID gets exposed, not the name. But if you want to still understand who these users are, then you will have to map it with some other sheet. That is where this self-declaration data comes handy. So just wanted to call out that.
Thank you, Mr. Rakesh. This will be very useful when you wanted to track people. Only if the teachers are declaring, that will help us to go forward. So we request to insist that the teachers has to do this. So coming to the next step of how the course creation has to be done. For course creation, there is mandatory to have certain user IDs on the portal. There are different types of IDs. First one is the content creator ID, who will be able to upload the resource, create the activities. Second is a content reviewer ID who can review the content which is uploaded and will be able to publish. This content creator, the basic thing is, this is the process also. First of all, we upload all the content. For that, we need a content creator. So the content creator will upload all the individual resources. Then the resources will be stitched as a course. This content will be first of all approved by the reviewer and published. Then the content creator again will stitch all the resources into a course and share the course to the reviewer to publish. So the content reviewer will go through the complete course, whether everything is correct, and then publish this content course also for the public use. So if you see in this first 4th step, there is a need for a content creator ID and a content reviewer ID, which is very, very important. And mostly all the elementary department teams already have a content reviewer and content creator. For secondary course team also, we have created this. So if the state is already having the con ID, you have to use the same ID. If any new department is going to implement NISHTHA FLN, you don't have this ID, you should share a request to us so that we will give you how you have to request. Accordingly, we will guide you to get this ID created for yourself. Once the course is on, when the batch is created and the course is live, if you want the content to be checked by somebody, and for all that you need a ID, like you can have a course mentor ID also, who can like the mentor can see the progress report and can help. Like for example, in a state there is only one technical admin, two technical admin, two state admins are there. So you can also take 2-3 other people as mentors when you wanted to analyze data and all, when you wanted to download, who will use this account of course mentor to download the data, then analyze the progress and help you out. This is to support you. So there's some IDs can be marked as course creator plus mentor, who will be able to create the course as well as who will be able to monitor the progress as well. So these are some of the IDs which can be created. At least with every state, there should be minimum 2 content creator, 2 content reviewer, and 1 content creator plus mentor. So if you do not have this ID, please let us know so that we can help you out to get this content created. Okay. So that is the detail. And if you want ID to be created, there will be a form like this which will be shared with you, in which you have to fill the required details and submit to us so that this can be created. It will take minimum 5 days to get this created. So never expect the last minute coming and asking, we need a content, tomorrow we have to launch a course. Kindly understand that there is a time for every action to be done from Diksha team, because it's like overall all the works are managed. So we request you that at least keep a 5 days time for yourself. Keep always a buffer time also, but minimum of 5 days. So that we can give your work on time back to you. So if you want to do some work 5 days before, please request you to send these details. Now the step of course creation. There are 2 different steps to be followed. For course, when it is English, Hindi and Urdu, you will copy a course and then recreate a course. If it is a regional or state language, you will completely create a course, newly upload content and create a course. Whichever way you follow, at the end, there should be a metadata sheet as an output. For English, Hindi and Urdu, we will be sharing a metadata sheet like this with all the details. When you are creating, the state is also expected to maintain this metadata sheet. If you are copying a course, you can take our metadata sheet, make a copy and only replace the content which you are changing. But if you are newly creating a course in regional language, you should completely fill this metadata sheet with the way you have to do it and then maintain this metadata sheet. And this metadata sheet is the output which you have to submit to NCERT at the end of this process, course creation process. Once it is completed, this metadata sheet is expected from all the coordinators to be shared with NCERT. Now, before we go to this, we will now take a step-by-step process, how to copy and how to do it. I have with me Mr. Lamnesh and Mr. Sarab, who will be taking us a quick demo on how to make a copy of the course. Lamnesh and Sarab, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll stop sharing my screen. Yes, Lamnesh.
Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes,
The first step will be login using the creator credentials. After opening the Diksha portal, the first step will be, we'll click on Explore Diksha. And then the second step is we will click on the login. On the right hand side top corner, you can see there's a login. And then we will log in using the creator credentials. After entering the creator credentials, we'll log in. And the next step is that we will be copying the course do ID that we'll be sharing with all the states and the organization. And it's a request for all the states and the organization to kindly create a copy of this metadata, because you will be replacing the do ID with yours after creating. So the first step is we'll copy the course do ID from the metadata sheet that we'll be sharing with you. We'll go back to the Diksha portal.
Just Lamnesh, can you come to the metadata sheet?
Sure, ma'am.
So for those who are new, you can see this is Introduction to FLN course. There is a do ID. Every course and every individual IDs will have this is a unique ID for the resource. As same way, you will have a unique ID for the course. So this is something you should know, that this do ID is the one which will be used for searching the content in the Diksha plan.
Yeah. From the course, after copying the course do ID, for example, here I'm making a copy for the course 1, Introduction to FLN Mission. After copying the do ID, we'll go back to the Diksha portal. And on the right top side, you can see there will be all written just next to the workspace. We'll click on all. And then we will paste the do ID that we have copied from the metadata sheet. Now the course will appear that we have created. We'll click on it. Yeah, you can see that the course Introduction to FLN Mission that we have already created on the screen. Just below the title, there are two things, share and copy. We'll click on copy. The moment we click on copy, you can see there is a pop-up comment, content successfully copied. So your course has been copied. Now there are few fields in which we have to do edit. Like there is a first one, title name. After copying, for example, if you're taking here an example of CBSE organization, so in the title we will be adding CBSE followed by an underscore FLN underscore and the name of the course. After the title is done, the next field is the description. It is already there. You can match it from the metadata sheet. Description field. You can match it from the metadata sheet. It is already there. In keywords, we have to copy keywords individually from the course metadata sheet. And please ensure that NISHTHA FLN keyword should be there for FLN courses. Now we'll copy all the keywords one by one. After copying, paste here and press enter. And the same way, add all the keywords. Here I'm adding just 2-3 keywords just for the reference purpose. Kindly add all the keywords and please ensure that NISHTHA FLN keyword is there and there should not be any space between NISHTHA and FLN. And then coming to the next field, the first will be course type. You can verify it from the metadata sheet. All these fields will be added here. The first one is course type. Here we will be selecting continuous professional development. In the course type, we will be selecting continuous professional development. In the next field is subjects covered in the course. Here we will scroll down and search for CPD. We'll select CPD. You can verify it from the metadata sheet. The CPD is there, subjects covered in the course. Field is audience type. Here we'll be selecting teacher. If by chance some other field is selected, kindly unselect it and select the teacher. And for the medium of audience, here we are creating a English course. So we'll be select English. Classes of the audience. From the metadata, all these audiences are this. And the next field, subject of the audience. In the metadata, you can see we have highlighted education.
Lamesh, we are missing your audio in between.
Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
You're audible, but there is a break in audio, so just have a check of your.
Okay, ma'am. I will start from the one last step, ma'am.
In the class, you can go ahead. No need to, but just have a check full form.
Audience, we have to select education. And in author, as we are creating, so right now author is NCRT. But if you can look in the top, right now I'm creating for CBSE, for example purpose. So here in author, CBSE will come now instead of NCRT. And the same if we are creating for other organizations like NVS or other organization. So in the author name will come there. In attribution, NCRT will come.
Why we are adding this is like right now the content is NCRTs, you are just giving them the attribution, but now it is being created by the state or the organization. So if the state is creating, you write your state name, like if DSCRT, if SCRT is creating, write as SCRT Manipur. And attribution is only to NCRT because the course content belongs to them. If the whole course content is translated and created also, still the original author is NCRT. So you can give attribution is only to give credit to the people who have created the course content. So we request everyone to take care of this because we are teaching everyone about the content, how we have to declare the content as OER. So it is very important to give all these points in the metadata.
And the next field in copyright, OER in caps, it will come. And the next field is copyright year. It's the current year. It's 2021. In license, we have to select CC by NC SA 4.0 for all the resources and the course. We have to select this.
Why we are requesting to select this is in the last year we have got lot of queries from outside stating that can private companies asking to use this content for their training. So we want to ensure that this content is released under non-commercial share alike so that people cannot use this content for commercial purpose. So kindly select CC by NC by SC.
All the fields are also highlighted and mentioned in the metadata sheet. Copyright field, just you have to change the original author field and the attribution fields like ma'am has already explained. And the last two, year of creation and license is already highlighted here. You have to follow the same. So the necessary details for the course we have already added. Now we'll click on save as draft. Now we have to check the course and all the contents, and we have to replace 3 files, 2 blog files and 1 first file, the course instruction, like ma'am have already informed. In course instruction, we have organization and the stage have to replace this file by adding their email email account for query related purpose. This is the first file that the organization and the stage that they have to replace it. And now we will check whether all the contents in the course is playing is opening or not. After verifying all the contents, whether it's working fine or not, we will create 2 blog activities. For this, we need to open our Word document file in which we can see the file number for the blog and the content for the blogs that we need to replace, and some part need to be retained. So if we'll scroll down in the index, there's activity 2, share a reflection. It's a blog activity. This we need to replace. For states and organization, they have to create it using their credentials in the Blogger. This is the activity that need to be replaced. Here the first 3 common things that need to be replaced are, the first one is the link after creating a blog, and the second one is we will create a tiny link of the same link, and the third thing is we'll create a QR code of the same link. And the similar manner, we'll take the screenshot how to create blogs. My colleague Saurabh will present how to create blogs, how the blogs will be created.
Lavnish, we need not get into how to create blogs. That will be a separate thing, so we need not get into that. We can leave it to the state. If they do not know, then we can update them later.
Okay, ma'am.
So basically, the state has to create a blog with the question which is given here. In under activity 2, the question is given. You can see our sample blog link which we have given. You can click on this link and then see how we have created that. Similar way, you create your own blog. Only replace your links and recreate this complete document. It has to be newly recreated and saved as a PDF from your state team.
The PDF will be uploaded in the portal. Now we'll coming back to the portal. Now I will be telling and explaining about how to add a resource in a file. Here, after creating your blog, a PDF will be created that you need to upload in the portal. I will be explaining how to add files in the portal. We'll come to workspace. On the right hand side, you can see workspace. And then coming on the left part, you can see there is a create. And the create, you can see there is a switch called upload content. We'll click on upload content. In this, there are few fields that we need to select whether the content belong to which type of category. Here we are uploading blog file. So it will be a practice question set that will be highlighted in the metadata sheet that we are sharing. This is the activity 4, and this is the activity 2 that in which we are that will be uploading after creating a PDF. It's activity 2 text blog, and if you come to the right hand side, you can see the field is practice question set. So the same will here. We click on browse, and then we'll open the folder or a file in which we have created the PDF, and we will select, and the file will be uploaded. Next, we'll click on edit details on the left hand side top corner. We'll add the title. For this, we'll go back to the document file.
Lavnesh, your screen sharing has stopped.
Ma'am, I will check again, ma'am. Is it fine, ma'am?
Yeah.
We'll go back to the document file. We'll copy the original heading, activity 1. No, here we are getting activity, sorry, blog activity. So activity 2, share your reflection. We'll copy this heading and place it in title. And the next we'll add icon. Here we'll be adding NISHTHA. If this NISHTHA icon is not appearing in my images, click on all images and in search bar, enter NISHTHA. The icon will appear. We'll select the NISHTHA icon.
We are selecting NISHTHA icon. You can have your own logo. Like if you feel to have your state logo there, you can have it. It's your choice, but it should be there. Logo should be added.
You can upload your uploader icon also. You can, if you want to use your icon, you can upload. Next field in medium, we'll be selecting English because this is an English course. And in class, we will be selecting others.
Whichever is not mandatory, you can simply
subject,
leave it also.
In subject, we will be selecting CPD. And in audience type, we will be selecting teacher and deselect student. Here the original author is NCERT. But right now I'm creating a course for CBSE, so I will be entering CBSE. The same way we did in the course, in attribution, NCERT will come. In copyright, OER will be there. Year of creation, the present year. And in license, we have to select CC by NC 4.0, SA 4.0. Click on save. On the right hand side, you can see just next to the save, there will be an option called send for review. After adding all the details, we will click on send for review on the right hand side, just next to the save. Once again, go through all the fields that you have entered to ensure that all the fields are entered correctly. Click on save. Go back to all my content. And this is the first file that we have just now sent it for review. You can see under the status, the review is coming. We'll open this file and we'll copy this unique do ID for this resource. In the URL, you can see starting from do as a prefix. We'll copy this do ID and we'll paste in the sheet for which we have created a copy.
When you are doing, first make a copy of the metadata sheet so that you can replace that in the document itself.
From the reviewer account, we will show how to review this file. Saurav will be presenting the screen and I will be explaining the same. Please ensure that someone else apart from the creator is reviewing the files, and don't use creator and the reviewer account on the same system simultaneously. Login method. Now we'll again open the Diksha portal, and this time we will be logging using the reviewer credentials. After entering the reviewer credentials, click on login. On the top right hand side, you can see just next to help, there's a workspace will be there. Click on workspace. On the left hand side, third last, on the left hand side, third last part, you can see there will be up for review. We'll click on up for review. And you can see the first file, activity 2, that we have just now shared for review. You can also search the file by pasting the same do ID in the search content. And by name also you can verify. Here we have just now shared this file, activity 2. So now I will be telling how to review the file. We'll first check the content. The things that the reviewer need to check. Please ensure that the title should be correct. Come down. And all these fields should be correctly filled. Like title, you need to check. Original author will be CBSE here. Copyright will go with OER. Medium of instruction will be English. Class, others. Subject, CPD. And in the last, content type, it should be practice question set. Now we'll come up. Now there are two options coming: publish and request for changes. If the reviewer found that some parts need to be edited or there is some correction in the file that is sent for review, we'll click on for request changes. And then we will mention the issue. If it is not highlighted in the checkbox, in the other issues, you can select and enter it. After entering the details that need to be corrected, you can click on request changes. Here, we are not clicking on the request changes. For the reference purpose, I'm telling if the file is not correct, you can reject further. Cancel. And now here we will come on and click on publish. Now we'll select all the checkbox. After selecting all the fields, we'll click on publish. Here you can see that a pop-up is coming as content published successfully. Now the same I will be showing in the creator account. In all my contents, we'll come back again in all my contents. And you can see the first file. After refreshing the page, you can see the status of the file is now live. Now we'll go back to the course.
Allow me just 1 minute.
Sure, no.
The way he showed uploading the content, even if you are creating any regional language content, this is the same process to upload any content on the platform in the Diksha portal. So you will be uploading all the PDF resources like this only. So it's the same process to be followed.
Here I would like to add just one thing. If a state or organization is creating a course other than the 3 languages, English, Hindi, Urdu, for uploading videos, we will be selecting upload large videos content for uploading the video purpose. For all the PDF files, we'll be using upload content. Now we're coming back to a course. Now we'll verify using our Word document. Activity 1, here you can see early childhood care education. Here the activity 2 is coming. We need to replace this activity, this resource with the newly created resource. So we'll come back on the course and we will open the subheading early childhood that will match using the Word document. And then we will delete the last file as we have created a new block. Click on delete. A pop-up will come, are you sure? Click on yes. And now go back to the sheet in which you have pasted your do ID of the newly created resource that we have already reviewed. We'll go back to the course again. Now we'll click on this subheading early childhood. On the bottom right hand side, you can see an icon naming add from the library. On the bottom right, we'll click on add from library. On the search is in the left hand side top, we'll paste the do ID. And you can see the activity has appeared here. We'll click on select content. And in the subheading, we want to add this file as we have already selected this field. So you can see the checkbox blue is highlighted there. The file will be added here. Now we'll click on add content. We'll click on add from library. Here you can see the file is coming. And in the same manner, for example, if this activity, instead of the last, if it was in the middle, between these three, in three, it was at the second place. So here what we'll be doing is, we'll be deleting the two files, the last one, the third one, and the second one also. And then we will be adding the do ID. For the newly created will be the same. And for the other file, we can use metadata sheet. And from there, we can copy the resource do ID that we have deleted, as we need to paste the newly created file in the same sequence. Here, there is no such issue. So we will proceed. Check all the content, whether all the files are opening properly or not. In the assessment part, we'll play assessment and ensure that whether only 20 questions are coming or not. You can see the total questions appearing is 20. After checking all the content, an option called send for review. After checking all the contents, if there are no corrections that need to be done, on the right hand side, you can see there is an option called send for review. We can click on send for review. A pop-up will come as accepting terms and conditions. We'll select them. We'll click on submit. And the same way, we'll copy this do ID of the newly created course and we'll paste in an Excel sheet of which we have created a copy of the original metadata sheet. Now the same way, we will be reviewing the file.
Saurabh can quickly review and publish it, so we don't need to show that again because the process is same.
Ma'am, there's a little different process for reviewing the course and the file.
Sorry,
we'll show that, ma'am.
Yeah. There is a quick question by the time they shift the reviewer ID. You can share the screen by shifting the ID. He was explaining there is a last content. If it comes in the middle, is there an alternative way for rearranging the content? Right now, rearranging option is not in Diksha. So if you have the content in the middle, you have to delete and then only rearrange. So what we have done is we understood this from the last 3 courses. So now from NCERT itself, we have made all the blog activities are at the end of the course only, end of the module only. So you will not have a problem of removing the activity. So this is based on our experience to give a better thing for the state. From course FLN courses, all the blog activities will be at the end of the module. So you need not, you have to just replace it, that's all. You will not have a trouble of reorganizing it.
Now we have opened the reviewer account, and the first file you can see is a course CBSE FLN _ introduction to. We'll open this file. The course will appear. Here the reviewer ensures that all the files are appearing. And please ensure in the keyword that NISHTHA FLN should be there. Title should be correct. And all these fields can be matched from the metadata sheet, whether all the fields that are entered here are correct or not. Whether all the content is coming and opening properly or not. And the newly added blogs files are opening or not, or present there or not. And the same way, assessment need to be also checked whether 20 questions are appearing. It's 20 questions are coming, it's fine. So if there is no changes need to be done in the course, everything is correct. So we'll click on publish. And the same way, if there is any issue, we'll click on reject. If there are some changes need to be done, then we'll be publishing the code. Click on publish and a pop-up will come. You just have to accept yes. And the course is published. Now from on the creator account, using the do ID, you can search your course. In all my content, you can see the status of the course is coming live. Even by pasting the do ID, you can verify. Now for the batches purpose, well, ma'am, should I proceed for the batches?
Yeah, finish up to certificate.
On the right hand side, again, you can see the same, just next to the workspace, there's a all option. We have to click on all. We'll paste the do ID. And the same way we have opened the course, it will open now. Here on the right hand side, you can see create batch. Before creating batches, just once again, go through the content of the file, whether everything is fine, coming properly or not. After ensuring whether everything is fine, we'll click on create batch. Here we will add the name of the batch. Here we'll be giving CBSE FLN batch 1. And just next to it, there will be an option in which we have to select whether you want to issue certificate or not. So we'll be selecting yes. And in the next field, start date, we'll leave about the batch. If you want to add some description about it, you can enter in the about the batch. And the next step is we will select the start date, from which date the course will be started. So here we'll be selecting the date for 10 today. And
Lavnesh, set it as per the schedule. It is September 1st.
Sure, ma'am. September 1st will be the start date, and the end date will be 31st September.
30th. It's August, yes. 30th September.
30th September.
No, you have to select down. You are still selecting August. Down.
And the enrollment end date should be just 5 days before the end date. So here we will be selecting 25 September. So start date will be 1st September. End date will be 30th September. and the enrollment end date will be 5 days just before the end date. So we have selected 25 September. We'll click on mentors. Here I'm selecting mentor 1. And the next step is on the left hand side, you can see there's a checkbox. We need to select the checkbox. I accept the Diksha's course terms. We'll click on create. And a pop-up will come, the batches are created successfully. And the next step is to add certificate. And the pop-up you can see just next to the close, there is add certificate. We'll click on add certificate. In the bottom, in the center, you can see there's an option called add certificate. A certificate will be added in your tenant. Here for this reference purpose, I'm showing that we will be selecting this certificate. Just preview the certificate to ensure whether all the details are correct or not. We'll click on select template. And the first thing is issue certificate, and the drop down will come. In this drop down, we will be selecting all. Issue certificate to all.
Now, Lamesh, just a minute. Rakesh, is there a possibility that here we can select all only to our state teachers? Is Rakesh available? Okay, Saurabh, I think he's not able to unmute himself. Can you unmute Rakesh? Rakesh, it's now unmuted.
Oh, yes. Am I audible?
Yeah, Rakesh.
So your question was, can we select only state teachers? Is that the question?
Yes, yes.
Okay. You can, but this is advisable to states which are, let us say, on a single sign-on kind of an arrangement, SSO, because that's where all users are already validated, and only those who are from the state get an entry into Diksha platform or page. But having said that, like in secondary also, because the audience is new from primary, in case the state is not very, very sure that their new users are also part of their SSO database, then it is advisable to select all. That was one thing I would like to highlight. And what happens if an all is selected? The only drawback is, let us say I am X state, and if I select all, then somebody else from some other state also gets a certificate if he consumes my course. But there's nothing for me as a state to lose.
So this was one question which was coming from the technical team also. So this is, I wanted them to be very clear why we are not advising them to select my state teacher. So you have to select all, so to avoid any further confusions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Ramesh. Karan, just keep Rakesh as co-host so that anytime he would like to open and speak, he will be available. Yeah. Yes, Lamesh.
Okay. After selecting all in issue certificate to all, there will be a progress rule come in which 100% should be selected. A person will get a certificate only after completing the course 100%. Then there is a plus sign just below the progress rule. Click here. And here, best score attempt is for the assessment part. And thus we will be selecting 70%. Whosoever will be scoring 70% or above 70% will be issued a certificate. We'll select 70% and we'll select this checkbox. All the elements and the attributes are thoroughly verified. We'll verify the certificate.
Just one thing to call out here.
Yes, sir.
The one thing to call out is that because this is a manual selection of the percentage, the so-called cutoff score, it's a very, very critical task and a responsibility on the that creator while he's doing this activity. Very, very critical, because it will have a direct impact on the consumption. And if this cutoff is wrongly selected, you can imagine, the uniformity can break in the experience.
And if you by mistake don't click on the plus symbol and give, it will be also a difficult thing. So this is a very important step to be followed by our coordinators. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
After selecting, once again, go through whether you have selected all the fields. Just below the progress rule, the plus sign should be coming in plus sign. We'll be selecting 70%. Under the next checkbox, all the elements need to be selected. After entering all the fields, on the bottom right, you can see add certificate. We click on add certificate. The certificate added successfully pop-up appears on the screen. Now we'll click on back. You can see batch is showing ongoing. Here, no batches found is showing because we have created the batches. Batch start date is from 1st September. For a reference purpose, I'm showing a already running course.
Click on upcoming, Lavnish.
Sure, sir. On the upcoming, it can be highlighted when the course is starting and when will be the end date. Now I will be showing you these are the already running courses for which batches are open. For the reference purpose, I'm showing how it will be appearing. For this purpose, I'm logging using my personal account here. It will appear like this, join course. And just below the title, you can see there will be icon called share. You click on it and copy this link. And paste this link in the sheet. This is the link that we'll be sharing with the teachers. The moment the teacher clicks this link, it will directly take back to the course. And on the right side, you can see the moment you click on join course, the course will be joined and a pop-up will come that you are enrolled. And then you can start consuming the course. Ma'am, done, ma'am. From my side, ma'am.
Rakesh, you have anything to add till now? Or can we proceed to creating a new course?
No, I think Lavnish has covered it all.
There was one observation which Rakesh has shared also, and that is true. When you are uploading a content, Lavnish mentioned that when you have to upload a video, select the large file. But the thing is, like, if your file size is less than 50 MB, I guess, right? So if it is less than 50 MB, you can still just can you come to that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm coming.
Just
coming.
Yeah, just come to that workspace.
It is like you can use upload content for any type of content, any file to upload. It's not that it's only for PDF. But when your video is above 50 MB, please use this. Otherwise, you can directly use upload content and upload the file. There is no specific thing that video should use it with this. Why he was very specifically telling is most of our videos are above 50 MB only. Even if you re-record, it becomes more than 50 MB. So that's why he was mentioning. But when you are doing it, if it is coming less than 50 MB, please use this. Okay. So I think the process of copying the course and recreating is explained. I think you are aware of how to create. But now if you are preparing your content in the regional language, most of the steps are similar. I'm not going to repeat all the steps. You know how to upload a content. So the states will upload, create your digital resources and upload your content using upload content or uploading the larger files. So these are the two things like which you will use to upload your content. When you are creating, please keep this document in hand so that in order you will be able to upload. So now you can upload, our courses mostly have PDFs. It has videos which are in MP4 and there are certain activities which are in H5P format. So H5P format is again in the format of upload content only. So you will upload the H5P package also this. When you are creating any H5P activity, if you are recreating, please let us know so we can help that as a separate session because it is again by itself a different, lot of steps are involved. When you are creating H5P activities, we will help you in that. Similarly, the course assessment creation and also the quiz activity creation. There are very few states who have opted to translate content. So keeping the time in view, the course assessment creation, course activity creation and H5P creation, we will be having another separate, because we don't want everyone to get confused. We will have a separate another session for that. Whoever is translating the content can join for that session. We will give you the details of that. So now we will just go for, if you have uploaded all the content, how will you stitch the course? So that is the last step we will close. We'll take another 5 minutes to close it. So you know how to already upload, once the course is ready, how to review, how you know how to upload the content, how to review the process. And you're also very much aware of now how to create a batch and certificate. The only process right now left out is you have uploaded the content, how to stitch a course. Yes, Lavnish.
Sure, ma'am. We'll come on workspace and we'll create the first option, the course. We'll click on course. The same screen will appear, and this icon will be selecting the NISHTHA icon, and the states can choose there, like ma'am mentioned. Parallelly, open the Word document. This will be your title. That will remove and paste it. And description, if we will scroll down just a little bit, you can see the description part is there, and the same big keywords will be there. All both these files will also be present in the metadata sheet. You can take from there also, and from the document also. The same way, after entering all the fields, like I highlighted earlier, the same way we will be entering all the fields. Now I'll be telling how to stitch a course. We'll click on the right side, Introduction to FLN, the course that we are creating. And on the bottom left, you can see Add Child. We'll first click on Add Child. And we'll go back to the document. The first heading, the course overview, we'll copy this. And here we will replace it. After that, we will be adding add sibling. In the same way, the next subheading. The add sibling will go on till the last subheading assessment. The same process will be followed. We'll click on add sibling and then we will rename it. Now here in course overview, from the document, we will verify that there are 3 files, 1_1, 2, and 3. We'll come back to the metadata sheet. Now we'll be selecting the do IDs of all the files. 1_1, this is the first file. We'll copy. We'll click on course overview. We'll come down to the bottom right, add from library. it is showing a pop-up that we need to add all these fields. So I will be entering it quickly. We'll click on add from library, and on the left hand side we'll paste the do ID. We click on select content, and it is already selected the field in which we have to add this do ID. We'll click on add content. We'll go back to the metadata sheet. In the same way, we'll copy the next do ID. In the search bar, we will select the content. The same way, we'll click on add content. And the last file, as in the document, you can see the first subheading, there are 3 resources. So 1_3 also will add. Now we have added all the 3 files. We'll go back and we click on course overview. You can see all the 3 files that we have added is showing here. The same way it will be done for other subheading also now. The moment you have added all the files, click on send for review, and then the same process will follow that I've already explained. Angel ma'am, I've explained for one subheading now.
In the same way, we will be doing it for all the subheading. Once you finish this, then it will be sent for the review. And since there is a lot of critical things for assessment creation to be taken care, as I said, like we will be having a separate session with the states who are preferring to go for a new creation of translation of the content and go forward. So till here, I think we have touched upon all the aspects. So this is the way you will create. I request Rakesh, if you can just speak about little on the advocacy, just so that we can close with that.
Yeah, madam. I just missed your last sentence.
Yeah, I know. I was just requesting, like, if you can just give little input on the advocacy, like, no, the works which we need to do.
Okay. Do you have any slide on that?
Yeah, your slide is there. I'm just sharing your presentation so that it's easy for you to. I hope your screen is there. So we are also giving you this technical presentations with you so that this can be also gone through. These are the things like.
In fact, what I can also do is, if Athira is on call, Athira, are you there? If we can unmute Athira, she'll also be able to add something here.
Yeah, you can unmute her. Sarah?
Ma'am, we are making Athira as a co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Athira, you can go ahead with the inputs on this section.
Yeah. So, so any program needs like an outreach strategy, which is very important to reach your target audience. So here we have kind of phased it out into 3 phases. So going to the first phase, which is as displayed the pre-launch. So here, before the program even launch, what are the things that we need to let our audience know, which is basically what of the program, what is the program, what is the value that the program is giving, some details of the program. So like some messages highlighting the benefits and things like that could go. And the next would be the process information, how to even use the tool, which is Diksha here. So basically how to log in, how to register yourself and how to take the course, etc. And then would be support. If you have any problem with the course, or even the first step, that's registering, how to basically reach out to the support system. So these three could be the three important messages that could go in the pre-launch phase. Yeah, we move on to the next.
Can you go to the next slide?
Yeah, so these are some examples of what I already mentioned. So the first one is like a value add post, giving the details of the course before it even launches. Yeah, the next one. Yeah, this is the how to post. So it could be like a poster like this, or it could be something like videos on how to use the tool. Yeah, next slide.
Just one input here, the importance of a how to post or a how to video is extremely critical in pre-launch phase, because if there are any new users coming by virtue of the program, like here it is FLN, some new teachers coming up, they need to be oriented on even how to download an app from Play Store, and then how to self-register, how to self-declare. So it holds critical importance.
Yeah. Yeah, the next, the launch phase, where when the course is launching, there'll be leadership messages, announcing the course launch, which could be on social media and the web page. So this could also come in form of a video, which also highlights the program itself. And then, which is very important, is a course schedule. So that helps the user, which is the teacher here, to be planned, well in advance on how the 5 months or 4 months of their time would go, and how to schedule that particular time and all that. So the course schedule will be a very critical thing when the course or the program is launching. Yeah, the next one. So these are examples. So you can see how the course schedule is looking like on the right side. Yeah. So sustained effort is very important in outreach. So once the launch is done, it's not that we stop our outreach efforts. So to basically keep our users well in line with how the program and the course is going, it's very important that we have sustained outreach efforts. So this could be like a weekly effort, maybe once in a week or thrice in a week could be good strategy to apply here. So here we could have messages like reinforcement messages, which will be once after a week we could pick the enrollment data that we have that's available from Diksha, and we could nudge the teachers and motivate them to join the course. And we could also have certain also address some common questions like when is certificate, when am I getting a certificate, and things like that. And also during the last, for example, if one course is running for a month, like at the end of the month, we could also have a transition post, which is like a reminder and like a nudging post, reminding them to complete the course before it closes. So these are so this post launch, which is like a sustained outreach, has various elements, and the phasing out of these outreach messages are very important. Yeah. So just showing some examples of what I just spoke about. So this is like a sample or template of how we could, structure and phase out the outreach efforts. Yeah, I think I'm done there.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one thing quickly for users or states to know that there is this concept called as banner that we are introducing. It is purely to help the users discover the program and the courses easily without they requiring to do any manual search by typing the name or anything. While they always have the option to click on the link, this is still one of the options that we have designed for ease of discoverability. That's it.
Thank you, Rakesh and Atira, for adding inputs towards this outreach part. So we are almost at the end. Sorry for we have taken already a 30 minutes long time, than the planned one. So I hope like we are right now ready for our starting the work. There are 2-3 questions that there are very simple questions. One is like who will be the mentor in this whole process? Its mentor account is only for like to help you in the database, data management and all that. Maybe a technical coordinator all the time cannot sit and do. Maybe you have a database operator or database manager in some Agraga Shiksha or somebody who can help you out. You can use this ID and give them access to the data to download every day to request and then use those data. So that will be a very important thing that that has to be downloaded from the portal and then you have to access it. And the data has to be downloaded by somebody, requested and then downloaded. Most of you who is going to play a main role have been the same coordinator for elementary. So we have not repeated every step because there are certain roles only few of you are going to play, not all the technical coordinators are going to play. So they will be taking up that role of downloading the data and giving us the data. Mentor is only to a support. There is not a compulsory that there should be a separate person. You can have an ID, give it to anybody, just they will not disturb your course, only to access data and give that much only. So, but you need to have a ID created for yourself. I think Bhairaji is joined, I guess. So there is another question was like, I think the other questions are all addressed. Okay. So what we will be doing is like by tomorrow morning, we'll be sharing all the resources. Go through, all of you are requested. There are 2-3 things which we have not covered today in the training. So we want every coordinator to kindly go through the standard operating procedure document thoroughly. And if you have any questions, today is Tuesday. On Thursday, we will be waiting for from 2 to 3 o'clock. Go through the SOP. If you have any queries which is not clear, which steps are not clear, you wanted a demo, please come from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Even we can extend more time if there is more number of queries, but 2 o'clock onwards, the CIT team will be available. If possible, the Diksha team will also join with us. So thank you so much for all your time which you have given to be part of this orientation. And also listening to this, there is one hand. We will formally close the session, but if anyone has a query, you can stay back and you can have questions. We are there ready to answer your questions. So formally we will close so that those who don't have questions at least can move on. So I extend my thanks to all the coordinators. We'll continue to discuss in the group. Even you can ask all your queries in the group. For every step, what is to be done, in the standard operating procedure, the Diksha team has created a video tutorial and they have completely given the list of video tutorials. So you can watch one by one whenever you are stuck up and it will help. And as Mr. Rakesh has said, there are questions also drafted. All these resources is to enable you to become a better coordinator in the state. We request you to go through all this content. And if you need further any support, we are there, please, but message in the group so that we'll come to know what is your requirement. So thank you so much. If anybody has a question, you are open to ask. If you don't have a question, you are free to leave the meeting. Thank you. Thanks to Diksha team as well.
Thanks, madam. Thanks. Our pleasure.
Anybody has any questions?